It's 6 a.m. when I pull into Eagle Bluffs Conservation Area, a wetland and wildlife reserve in mid-Missouri. I always try and get the timing down so that I get to my location just before sunrise. The sound you just heard is an eastern screech owl. I've photographed them before. It sounds like a horse climbed a tree. They're poorly named. In movies, when you hear an owl screech, you are probably hearing a barn owl. I grab my gear, sling my camera, and head down the trail. Blue hour. It's my favorite time. I'm headed for shallow water and mudflats to try and film and photograph migrating shorebirds and the predators hunting them. And I'm racing the rising of the sun. Dusk is nearly at an end, but it's dark enough for me to get into place without spooking the birds already on the water. I have my little Sony a5100 recording this as I set up my old Canon 7D Mark II for B-roll and audio, and I have a Canon R5 on a 600mm f4. And this will probably be the 7D Mark II's last outing. I'm gonna retire it, put it out to pasture. Oh man, I forgot to put a memory card in, but luckily, I keep them all right there in the camera bag. And I get the 7D pointed, focused, and recording. And then grab my yoga mat to roll out, keep me as dry as possible, although I'm already soaking wet from the dew and my walk through the tall grass. I'll cover up with the ghillie blanket. I got my coffee ready to go. And I use my camera bag as a tripod with a bean bag on top of it. Always remember to check your lens. We don't get a lot of shorebirds in Missouri. I'm out this morning for shorebirds and ducks. You know, the public has voted and my floating hide videos are by far the most popular ones, but right now the water's just way too shallow. There's only inches of water out here. By the end of this month, I'll be back in the floating hide and we'll be looking at a lot of waterfowl. But this morning, we are on the yoga mat under the ghillie blanket, hoping some of these shorebirds and ducks get close to us as they're migrating through. So, cross your fingers. And then the sun rises behind me. Beautiful, isn't it? I always pack a rain cover for my bag and for my camera and lens. I didn't have one for myself, but I don't mind getting wet. And I definitely don't mind seeing a rainbow. The sky cleared up and things started out pretty good with lesser yellowlegs, barn swallows, greater yellowlegs, least sandpipers, blue-winged teals, and Wilson snipes. On the trail in the morning, a young spikebuck burst from cover feet from me and bounded away. Just before sunrise, a great horned owl glided over me on silent wings, and I could have sworn I saw a peregrine at first light. Things were looking up. The birds were starting to gather, and I already had a few promising pictures, so surely something would materialize. What did eventually turn up was a conservation worker on an ATV. Poor guy was working on Labor Day, keeping this place beautiful. The wildlife scattered, and I made the decision to move. And no sooner than I got set up in my new spot, I watched dumbfounded as the peregrine came back and dove twice, right where I would have been had I stayed put. That's how it goes. I captured a little bit of video of it hundreds and hundreds of yards away, and one grainy photograph. Luckily for me, in the last couple of years, I've encountered peregrines close up a couple of times, and I'll share a couple of those photos. But you know that expression that the worst day fishing is better than the best day at work? That's what it's like for wildlife photography. I didn't get the shot today, but look at everything that I got. I got hours of peace and quiet. I got serenaded by a screech owl, startled by a buck, spied on by a great horned owl, and fooled by a peregrine. I witnessed a beautiful sunrise and was treated to a soft rain, then presented with a rainbow. And I didn't come away with an award-winning photograph. What I did was I truly enjoyed myself. And that's it. That's the big secret to getting a good wildlife photo. To get a good one isn't about tens of thousands of dollars in gear or a life savings spent on safari. The secret is to just love nature and wildlife. Because if you love it, then you'll be in it. And the longer you're in it, the more you'll see. And the more you see, the more you photograph. Thank you. Please like and subscribe.